Hi everyone! So today's video is all about deciding whether to get male or female guinea pigs as a new owner, or just a bit of information for anyone interested in hearing about the differences between males and females, apart from the obvious, of course. So first things first, you're going to be getting guinea pigs. You already know it's highly recommended to get a same-sex pair because you don't want to be stuck with loads of babies that you can't handle, and you don't want all the risks associated with breeding. One thing to say here is that it can be hard to tell the difference between male and female piggies when they're very young, and often pet shops can get it wrong. So this is just one of the many reasons why I'd recommend anyone going to a rescue over a pet shop. And this actually happened to me when I first got guinea pigs. I thought I was coming home with 2 girls, and I actually had 2 boys, but of course I didn't mind in the end. So often the kind of things that people are concerned about when making this decision to get male or female piggies are things like dominance, cleanliness, whether there's any health problems specific to each sex, whether they might be easier to tame or hold, or differences in personality. And hopefully by explaining these differences for each of these concerns, this video will help you make a decision, whether that decision is choosing a sex which is best for you, or realising that males or females, it doesn't really matter. And throughout this video you'll also see some quotes coming up that I've taken from the internet, and these are really good examples of what not to believe online, because they really are nonsense and just plain wrong, and some of them might even make you laugh because they are really just not true at all. So look out for those. So first things first, many people worry about dominance issues when deciding to get male or female piggies. And one of the things that people get wrong is thinking that 2 males cannot live happily together because they're going to fight. And this is often not the case, and also the same problems can occur in females. So when they're kept in pairs, both male and females work off the same principle, and that's they have to decide who's going to be boss, and once that's done they can live together quite happily. And you also might read on the internet that males must be neutered in order to live together. And again, this is simply not true. Unneutered males can live happily together, and neutering does not actually change the temperament of guinea pigs as it can in other animals. Next up we have cleanliness and smelliness. So it is said that males do tend to smell a bit worse than females, and I don't think this is restricted only to guinea pigs, is it? Not saying anything about humans. So yeah, so males can smell a bit more, but I really wouldn't make this a deciding factor between the two. As a rule, guinea pigs do need cleaning out every day, whether they are male or females, and compared to some other animals they really don't smell too bad. Males do have a grease gland, and this will need cleaning from time to time, but again I wouldn't make this a deciding factor. It's one of those things that once you know what you're doing with it, it really won't take long, and it's just a little extra thing that you've got to do. When I actually owned 2 males, if I'm perfectly honest, I did know about the grease gland, but I didn't know about cleaning it using all these special products and all that. What I did, just whenever I gave my guinea pigs a bath, I kind of cleaned that area a bit more than I would normally, and there was never any problems with it being too dirty or anything. So another thing that you might want to consider is health problems, and there's 2 main ones here. For males there's impaction, and for females there's ovarian cysts. Impaction is a bit gross. This happens in older males, and it's to do with the muscles not being as strong as they would have been when the male was younger. So what happens is the poos that the guinea pig would usually eat end up trapped in the special sack where they're kept, and when this happens the owner has to dive in, help out, and basically extract these poos and clear the blockage. And I know it sounds gross, but I think it's one of those things that once you know how to do it, it doesn't take 2 seconds, and it's just a simple little thing that you do to help out your piggy. This is something that doesn't happen in females because that sack where the special poos are kept is a lot smaller in females. When I had males, one of them reached the age of 6. He never had any problems with his poops. So I never personally had to deal with it, but I know from reading websites and forums from people that have had to deal with it that it's really not that big a thing, and it's nothing really to get worried about too much, especially because it doesn't affect the overall health of the male piggy. They're still, you know, perfectly fine, perfectly happy. The health concern when thinking about getting female guinea pigs is ovarian cysts, and this is actually quite common. No one really knows what causes them or why female guinea pigs are so prone to them. Some statistics say that up to 75% of female guinea pigs over the age of 18 months actually have some ovarian cysts in some form or other. And these can become very large. They can be fatal if they burst. And the main form of permanent treatment is actually an operation, performing a hysterectomy at the same time, so taking out all the reproductive organs. And obviously operations are risky because guinea pigs are such a small animal, but there are other treatments available now, so things like draining the cysts and hormone therapy. There's a lot of information and papers on the topic actually, so if you want to find out more, then I've posted some links in the description below. I really think ovarian cysts is something that new owners, people with female piggies should really be aware of, because it is such a common problem and it is one of those things that might put you off getting female piggies. Next up we have personality. Sprite is not really showing off hers at the moment, are you, love? Hey? There we go. Some parsley for you. So personality. Sometimes people might worry, like, oh, whether males or females are more characterful, whether they're going to be easier to tame or hold, things like that. But I think it really depends much more on the individual guinea pig than it does whether they're male or female. Some people say that males are more outgoing, more playful, more interact with humans more readily, whereas females can be a bit more shy, a bit more timid, a bit more kind of chilled out, relaxed maybe. But as I said before, I think it depends on the individuals so much more than it does, you know, whether they're male or female. One of the things that I did notice when I had males and then when I had females is that with the males, whenever I'd put them out in the run, they'd be absolutely over the moon, they'd be popcorning everywhere, they wouldn't be afraid or scared at all. Whereas the females, when I had Sprite and Pixie, put them out in the run and they'd be terrified, they'd be really timid, they'd always just hide away in the houses, and even if I put them out, you know, quite a lot, they still wouldn't really get used to it and they wouldn't be totally comfortable in that environment. And maybe that's something to do with being male and females, that females are not as comfortable in kind of open environments, whereas the males, because they're a bit more outgoing, maybe they don't mind so much. So I hope this video has been helpful, and I hope it's been useful to have kind of some of the main differences between males and females explained to you, and I hope that it helps if you are gonna be a new owner and, you know, you're deciding whether to get males and females. I hope it has helped with that a bit. One of the things I just want to say is that if you are worried about dominance problems and things like that, although you might want younger piggies, you might want to consider getting an older pair from a rescue that are already bonded, so you know they're already the best of friends. And actually from rescues you can pick up a neutered male and a female, and often this is like the best pairing because they're not going to produce any babies, but the male and female, you know, they really get on together, they're not going to have any dominance problems. So it might be best going to a rescue, and I definitely recommend going to a rescue anyway if you're going to get a same-sex pair. So males or females, I think the conclusion is that it doesn't really matter, either is fine. As a first-time owner, a lot of people go for females, but I think kind of this leads to, you know, males not getting rehomed as much and that kind of thing, which is a bit unfortunate. So I think if you don't really mind, maybe you should go down the male route and give some males a chance. So thank you for watching. I hope this video has helped you out. Please leave a comment, please rate and subscribe if you enjoyed. So thank you, and goodbye from me and goodbye from the piggies. Goodbye!